Hello there, and thank you for finding me here at my YouTube channel Benidorm and Beyond. I would like to give you all a very warm welcome to my original and long-standing series of vlogs entitled Benidorm Breakfast Tostada Tour, which gives you a whirlwind excursion around 5 coffee shops, bars or restaurants that I have tried in the last month for my favourite Spanish brekkie of coffee served with toasted baguette topped with tomato. Although I have lived in the resort of Benidorm for over 20 years now, there is still always somewhere new to discover to eat and drink. And with this vlog, I aim to give a genuine feel for each venue and an honest review, along with the price I paid and a short look around the premises. So, my very favourite way to start the day when I can is with a piping hot white coffee or café con leche. And if, like me, you like your coffee super hot, don't forget to ask for it muy caliente, as the Spanish aren't always overly bothered if their coffee choice is served tepid, and in fact it is actually often requested this way. I then like to accompany my drink with a tostada con tomate, which is considered typical of this region. And although some people argue that it actually originated in Catalonia, it is eaten in the mornings all over Spain. The scrummy combination of both coffee and topped toasted bread always sets me up for the day ahead, and is very often advertised at a special offer price in the local Spanish cafes and bars. It is generally served right up until midday or even just after, so why not join me on this mouth-watering tour and check out this month's top spots. So let's get started on tour number 8. Our first stop is the Four Kings Bar, which is situated along Avenida del Mediterráneo in the new town and just next to the newly renovated 4-star Hotel Riador. Offering a wide variety of snacks and main meals, ranging from Spanish tapas to British pie, chips and beans, there is a full menu available, and this can be accessed via a QR code on the table, as well as the traditional printed menu also. Spanish breakfast tastes are accommodated here, hence my visit, as well of course as offering a good old cooked full English brekkie too. The Four Kings modern interior is bright and stylish, and pleasantly air-conditioned in the hotter months, which is always welcome. Free Wi-Fi is offered, and as well as bench seating, you can also find high tables and stools where you can plug in your laptop at the wall. So ideal if you need to catch up on some work or emails from back home whilst enjoying a drink or bite to eat. On the day I visited, my waiter was young and friendly and spoke good English, and I was offered my coffee in a cup or mug, as they are used to serving us Brits in the Four Kings and are aware that sometimes we like a big brew to get us going in the morning. I would personally recommend just choosing a cup, however, as this guarantees you'll get a nice strong cup of coffee the way the Spanish would take it, and not a large milky Nescafe instead. But of course, whatever pleases you. Open from 8 AM for you early birds, and all the way through until 11 in the evening, this perfect spot just off the strip is an ideal place to grab your breakfast, and at €2.95 for the combo, I would certainly go again. Our second stop takes us into the heart of the Old Town, and a cafe bar called Lordatoni, situated on Carrer Tomàs Ortuño, not far from the Tapas Alley area and just along from the municipal indoor market. This busy venue has seating outside in the fresh air under the rather attractive arches, and the interior is larger than you think, with a ramp for access to the toilets and their upper section, which then leads out onto the adjacent street. Decorated in a rather quirky and slightly random manner, there is certainly plenty to look at. And it was all smartly laid out and very clean, so what more could you ask for? Rather busy on the morning I visited, the waiters were dashing about in a frenetic fashion. But I got served in a reasonable amount of time, and my nice large coffee was served piping hot without me even having to ask. Okay, so I forgot. And even better, it came with a biscuit as well. Snacks and tapas are available, as is free Wi-Fi, and some of the cuisine definitely had a Colombian vibe to it, so maybe that's where the owners are from. When it came, my tostada was small but chunky, and it was cut into 2 pieces, which is unusual, so to be fair, I was unsure if that was for me and my companion, as I had ordered 2, or just for me. On that particular day, neither of us were overly hungry anyway, so we just went with it. And although the bread was clearly a bit burnt and already topped with a grated tomato and all mixture, it was actually very tasty, once the contents of the salt sachet had been sprinkled over the baguette. The bill for the 2 coffees and the 1, or was it 2, tostadas came to €3.90 in total, so it hardly broke the bank. And it certainly made an unusual stop, and somewhere I'll try again whenever I'm this way in the future. Our third stop takes us to the Rincon de Loix, and here we find the recently opened El Gusto Mediterráneo on Avenida Ametlla de Mar, just along from the large corner KFC restaurant. Previously trading as Spanish bar El Capricho, the new premises offer a wide variety of meat, rice and fish dishes, and you will be brought a free tapas with every drink. Bonus! You can choose to sit al fresco on their shaded terrace overlooking the busy street, or indoors, which has an airy feel and is set up for dining with lots of tables and traditional wooden chairs. Or if you're just popping in for a quick caña, as many of the locals do, you can always take a stool at the bar and try out your best Spanish on the barman. My coffee was frothy and warm and served very quickly, which in this instance was a bit of a shame as I was waiting for my friend to arrive, and there was no Wi-Fi. You just can't win, can you? My tostada was thin and had the look of a grilled panini, and was served already topped with tomato and oil, which isn't always my preference, although the addition of a knife and fork, or at least a knife, is always welcome, so you don't have to wield the whole baguette off your plate all at once. The double breakfast offering came to €2.80, and despite not being the best I have ever tasted, it was certainly flavoursome enough to give another go if I was passing by. Our fourth stop takes us back into the old town again, and here we see the corner cafe bar Latriana, situated roughly halfway along Carrer Tomás Otoño. With seating outside, as well as in its fresh modern interior, you can choose where to enjoy your morning coffee stop. And Wi-Fi is available if your phone has 5G capabilities. Just check the Wi-Fi and network settings on your phone if you're not sure, as I definitely wasn't. Open very early in the morning from 6:30 a.m. on Mondays to Fridays and from 7:15 a.m. on a Saturday, this nice spot is ideal if you're staying in this area and need a breakfast before a day trip or early morning airport transfer, and I found the service to be extremely friendly and helpful, which is always appreciated. Primarily a coffee shop style bar, they have a selection of pastries and small snacks on offer and are open until late afternoon. My white coffee was served beautifully hot and in a glass, which I'm partial to, and my tostada was large and nice and crispy with a slightly stingy helping of tomato on top, but then again I do like it to be generously topped. Luckily there was plenty of quality olive oil and salt to add to bring extra flavour, and this is often how the Spanish take their tostadas anyway, just toasted and with oil and salt, so I was more than happy. The tasty pairing came to just €2.40 and set me up for the day, so why not give it a try if you're going that way yourself. Our fifth and final stop takes us to the top of the old town once more, and here on the junction of El Cruce and Avenida Benidorm we find the Salto Café. With a large terrace outside in the sunshine with lots of parasols and awnings that are put up when it is especially hot, there is also an undercover terrace in the neighbouring passageway, which is also used by this large and popular business. The interior is extremely big and has a fascinating decoration theme which mixes everything from World War II memorabilia, statues of film icons and steampunk paraphernalia in its upper section, and then interestingly has a more medieval theme in its middle and lower area where knights in shining armour stare down at you from their brick plinth. There is a pool table, foosball table and gaming machines for customers' use, and music videos play at just the right volume from the many TV screens hanging from the ceiling. Despite its extravagant appearance, the venue is actually very down-to-earth and comfortable, and you can choose to sit on one of their squashy sofas, at more traditional tables and chairs, or even on a row of old airplane seats. The bar cum restaurant is busy with all age groups, and QR codes are available on the tables so you can make your choice before the waitress comes if you have your own Wi-Fi, or alternatively you can make your choice once you have asked for the free Wi-Fi code. My young waitress was polite and friendly, and I was served within just a few minutes, even though the place was getting steadily busier and busier. My coffee was served piping hot in a large glass and came with a cute bite-sized donut on the side, which was absolutely delicious. Tostada itself was very thin and similar to a flatbread, and arrived with a good-sized ceramic dish of tomato, along with separate oil and salt portions. Despite its size, it was still very tasty, and as I liked the place so much, I visited again later in the month and this time tried the ham-topped tomato, which was equally delicious and very generous with the extra topping of ham on I had ordered indeed. The pairing of tostada and coffee came to a very reasonable €2.40, and not only would I recommend this cafe, but I loved the experience so much that I produced a full information vlog on it recently entitled Benidorm's Best Spanish Bar, should you wish to search for it. That brings us to the end of this 8th edition of my Benidorm Breakfast Tostada Tour, and I really hope you enjoyed it with me and it has given you a few new ideas of where to stop for a light bite in the morning when you're next here on your holidays. If you did like the video, I would ask that you please give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already done so. Also, feel free to drop me a line in the comments section if there is something or somewhere you would particularly like me to include in the future, and as always, I'll see what I can do. For those of you who have only just found my channel Benidorm and Beyond, where on earth have you been for the last year or so? I produce positive, original and informative videos on a weekly basis about my beloved Spanish town. And don't forget to check out my very latest series, Benidorm Bites, which brings you news, updates, video requests from subscribers and funny clips from all over the resort on a regular basis. I'll see you out and about next time, maybe for a coffee and tostada. Cheers!